Hey guys, my name is Lucy. My company name is La Maison Juju. Welcome to my YouTube channel. This video is about me sharing with you the way that I use crystals. So if you're into crystals and you are wondering, they're pretty rocks, how do I use them? Do they really do anything spiritually? Does this really protect? What's the whole hype with it? Yeah, I buy them, but I don't really know what they do, and I think they protect me, but I don't know. So we're going to dive in. This is through the eyes of, I'm an astrologer, a psychic, a diviner, medium. I do a lot of things, but one of the most important things with my relationship with crystals is I'm a lithomancer. And without getting too much into that, I read crystals, I read stones, and I cast 60 crystals all at once, and I cast them on an unmarked mat. There are many ways to read crystals. That is my way. I haven't seen anybody read it like that, but mostly I've seen crystal readers draw them from, a bag, right? And they do a reading, which is really cool. I can do those as well. And then you can take crystals and throw them. And some people do kind of like in an astrological theme with the crystals, which is one way to work with crystals. You have to, assign one to each planet and stuff. Yes, Crystal, I hear you. That's my cat. So, Crystal. Anyway, my other cat's name is Taro, and then the other one is Faruza, which is in Farsi and the Persian language. It means turquoise. So I love crystals. I collect them. I work with them spiritually, magically, you name it, right? But my most intense relationship with crystals is that I read them, and I read them in my own way. And what I want to share with you today in this video, I had to explain why I wanted to make it. I had to explain why I wanted to make it. Because I want to share with you, not just to people that are interested in my content and, clients of mine that get readings and stuff, but a lot of times I recommend crystals to people. So I'm not a crystal shop, at least I don't plan on it, but you never know. You never know, right? But I'm not a crystal shop. I don't have any plans in the near future of being a crystal shop. My main thing is readings and astrology. So, I don't sell crystals. I'm not associated with any crystal shop. As of today's date, I don't have any plans on it. We never know in the future, but so what I'm trying to say is that there's no other meaning behind it. It's just to share that I love crystals, and maybe you do too. And I've had some clients. Here's where the inspiration for the video came in particular. I've had some clients come to me telling me that, they don't, that they don't really know what crystals do for them and all of that. And I taught them. And a lot of times they've told me that it's changed their lives. It's changed their perspective. There's crystal healers. There's, oh my gosh, there's so many things. But I'm more a crystal diviner, right, than a healer. But I do use them in magic and ritual and things. And you can do grids with them. And I talk about that on my Patreon in my astrological community. So anyway, let's get started. I bought this thing. So one thing you should know is my personal space and living, my home and workspace, they all look like the Amazon rainforest. This is just a very small sample of plants that I own. If you could see over here, I have ginormous plants. Like, I'll show you one. So when I say I own tons of plants, I really do. They're everywhere. I have lots of them everywhere. Yeah. So I also have an herbarium, which I have filmed before because I'm an herbalist also. But aside from that, I have this crazy passion with seashells that I collect, and I also collect crystals. And this is, of course, a tiny amount of the crystals that I own. I own lots of them. I own a lot of crystal jewelry as well. But I figured that I would show you a piece of my collection. So this is just a select few to get started. So first, don't pay attention to the jewelry, pay attention to the stand. I got this nifty little stand made of like a felt material on Amazon a long time ago, probably like a year ago. I needed a place to hang some of my select few that I wear the most. And you just take them off and you slide them right back in, and you can slide the bracelet off. So I'm going to be talking through these and what these are and blah, blah, blah. And we're going to get started. So without further ado, yes, I do collect gemstone earrings galore, but I don't count them in this video. Like, for example, these are Sleeping Beauty turquoise. It's a particular type of turquoise. And I'm very picky on when I'm crystal shopping, I'm very picky for the way they're set. Some crystals can handle a heating treatment, some cannot, to impact their magical frequency. I'm like a nerd with that. I'm very obsessed with that subject because I have found that it diminishes its protective power and the way you can feel it and work with it. So anyway, being so connected to crystals, since I'm a psychic, clairvoyant, and I'm so, and I'm a lithomancer, my sensitivity for the vibrancy of crystals is very, very high. So that's why I'm very picky with these things. Some people are okay with a certain type of treatment, and we'll talk about that, because then that gets into knowing about minerals and knowing about the science, how they're composed molecularly and everything like that. So another type of earring that I have a lot is these were very expensive, actually. They're on 18 karat gold, and they are solid, high quality, AAA quality jade. And this is very rare because jade is, they're very heavy, which I don't like to use them too much because I'm, the tissue and skin and everything like that, age gracefully, right? But I do love to wear them, and I do have, I love jade. I actually, besides collecting crystals, my attention goes to certain types of pearls, jade, and amber for my special collections. So this is a bangle. Another type of bracelet that I have a lot of is, gemstone bangles. And this is, again, very high quality jade. I try not to use it too much because if it was really expensive. Jade is very difficult to find, real jade. Okay, so this is another type of ring that I have. So I have a lot of different carved gemstone rings. So this one, you can see there. It's very thick, very big to wear and awkward, but it's so gaudy and so pretty. I love it. But that's another type of gemstone jewelry. And then I have a lot of the ones that are just carved regular rings. I have a lot of gemstone rings that, just completely fit on the finger, like a band. I have this type, which is also carved gemstone. The interesting thing about these is that, you could put like a crystal ball on them. And sometimes I have small spheres that I add, that I place on these when I'm not. I have this hanging on my, my little stand here okay, so these mean a great deal to me. These are hammered Mexican silver, 925 pure silver. Italy and Mexico have the best silver. And so this is Mexican, and they were hammered, so they have kind of like a really beautiful. I have to polish them. They come out so polished, they almost look like a mirror. They're so beautiful. And I believe they might be platinum plated too, I think. Yeah. But anyway, so this has a design to it, and I love them. And there are 7 of them here. And they mean a great deal to me, but I just want to let you know that they're not crystals. But since we're talking about spirituality and jewelry, I figured I would just add them in here, even though if we're gonna do a spirituality and jewelry video, I would bring in a whole bunch of other pieces. And maybe if you want me to do that, I could do a part 2. So the reason that those are important is because, so in the Romani culture, we use those as the jingle and jingle. They ward off negativity, negative vibes. And in certain cultures, they call them semanarios, which means weekly, one for every day of the week. But different cultures have different belief systems. Like in Brazil, they have different belief systems with the bracelets. but originally in the Rom culture, or Romani, which is the gypsy culture, it wards off negative vibrations. All right, so it depends on what country and where, you know, where you're from, or where, you know, you learn about it, what it means. So that's definitely with my crystals. I wear them and they mean a lot to me, and the whole story of how I got them is very important to me. Okay, so we're gonna start off. One of the first things you have to learn about crystals is, you know, what type of stone you're using, and you know, the treatment of it, where you're getting it from. Is it, the questions you want to ask yourself is, you know, is this sustainable? Was it ethically sourced? Is it composite? Is it high quality Chinese fakes? You know, you have to learn about that, and that's a whole other thing. You know, you don't want to be, and also, you know, the quality of the stone. So I'm gonna see if I can put like this. I'm gonna see if I can kind of put like a white background on it so you guys can see it better. The crystal itself. So this is a tanzanite. I'm sorry, this one is the iolite. And iolite, I'm actually about to buy myself a beautiful iolite bracelet. Iolite is known as the Viking compass. And you know, having Viking blood, and also being a runist master, I read runes, but I read runes on stone. Runes should be read on, you know, earth materials. So in reality, rock, stone, crystals, bones, wood, these are the things, these organic materials. But because I'm a lithomancer, I love to read, you know, crystal gemstone runes, and I also read crystal gemstone dice as well. So if you've seen me on the live stream reading, that is what I do. And iolite is incredibly powerful, incredibly important. So one of the things that happened to me in my history, you know, having a magical background, culture, family upbringing, everything, family business, everything, you know, I have my own journey of how I learned crystals. And to this day, even my age now, I'm always evolving. I'm always learning about them and testing things out with them, working with clients with them. So it's always a learning process. But I have learned so much with my own work, and clients too, obviously, but my own experience. And this is what I'm going to be sharing with you today, little by little. So iolite, you know, one of the most important things that I want to point out here is I started working with crystals maybe from the time I was 11, you know, something like that. I started to just be very drawn to them. And I remember opal caught my eye a lot, and I had an obsession with amber, which has never gone away. Things like that. So amber is tree sap. It's not a crystal, but it's still something that's solidified, that's, you know, jewelry-like, gem-like. It's an organic material, just like oysters. It's really, oyster poop is pearls, but hey, I adore pearls, and I adore tree sap. And when you really think about it, rock poop is crystals in a weird way. In a weird way. Anyway, the earth is really cool. So iolite is really, really gorgeous, but there's a higher quality iolite that I'm going to be buying, and the millimeter is larger. So you have to learn the circumference of your wrist and what's comfortable and what's loose. And that I struggle with that a lot, because I tend to have small wrists, and I try to go for the standard size they have, and then there's too much left over and they can get caught on stuff. I like them really snug, so I tend to order smaller sizes. You know, you have to understand the comfort that you have with the bracelet. And then also some are cut. So the cut on this one is it makes it more shimmery. I don't know if you can see the closeness here. Maybe you can see it. The way that it's cut is different. So, you know, different styles where other ones don't have that. So iolite, let me explain where I started to learn this. And this one's tanzanite. I'm going to show you this in a minute. I started to learn, I had this curiosity. I'm a big researcher. And I thought to myself, why is pink for love. Like, where did that come from? I started thinking, like, just, what the hell? And lo and behold, I did a great deal of research, and I found in multiple sources, reputable sources, not just empty blogs and, BS online, which, oh my God, no. You have to go to, reputable sources, articles in the New York Times, newspapers, museums, reputable authors, yada, 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 universities, books on culture that have been, have certain types of awards, like reputable sources, right? And I found that the color pink and the color blue was a marketing tactic by a clothing company. I typed a little article about it on Patreon, so I'm not going to repeat those details, but you can do the research yourself. It was decided that pink is for girls and blue is for boys, and it used to be opposite. Actually, it used to be opposite. It used to be that baby blue was for girls and pink was for boys. But anyway, as weird as that sounds, but that was a marketing tactic in the clothing company. It was in New York, and it was a really big big box retailer, and and this began to sell clothing and all of that. Then the jewelry company, a really big name jewelry store, which I will say the name because it is accurate in history, Tiffany and Company in New York, to this day a luxury jeweler. They started the trend of birthstones to sell gemstones. It was marketing. It was an interesting marketing, and people caught on to it. So how is it that you can pick up a crystal book? Okay, this is what I was thinking. How can you pick up a crystal book and say, oh my God, rose quartz is for love. It's so special. I need it for love. Okay, why? Because why? Let's go back into ancient Rome and Greece and all the different ways that rose quartz was used. Yeah, there's a lot more uses for it than that. So I'm basing crystals from a book or a shop that's trying to sell me regurgitated information on crystals. And it really came from a trend of marketing. Say what? It doesn't fit in my brain. That does not make sense to me. So I started falling in love with the ancient art of lapidary and its antiquity, and I started researching that from the eyes of lapidary artists. So lapidary is the art of cutting stone. Diamond cutters, emerald cutters, opal cutters, people that take the geode or the slice and they run it through the machines and know how to cut something so beautifully that it's diamond cut. So I have a incredibly very, very, very expensive it's not a cabochon, it's I forgot the shape of it. It's a particular amethyst that the cutting of it is just breathtaking. I don't have it set on jewelry, I have it loose, but someday I'll put it into jewelry. But the cut of stone is an art form, is what I'm trying to say. And sometimes you can buy loose gems during shows and things like that, where the stone itself is the cut is so gorgeous that it's breathtaking. So I also have a moissanite. I have loose stones are very important to me. So I don't cast all. I don't cast them obviously because they can hit each other when I'm doing lithomancy. I do have some fine stones that I do cast that were cut in lapidary. But you can choose to buy some and put them in your pocket, or maybe a certain piece of jewelry catches your eye. So there's high quality jewelry, fancy jewelry that you wear that's expensive, and then there's the spiritual jewelry. And sometimes the spiritual jewelry can be luxurious, and sometimes the luxurious stuff can be spiritual. So there's kind of a mixture there. So stones are stones, right? And I started thinking, well, if I'm gonna buy a piece of jewelry, if I'm gonna buy this gemstone piece, and I want to work with it, why am I going by this generic definition? I don't understand that. I can't fathom that. And I started to read the history of how different cultures used the stone. And then I started to speak to my spirits that I work with, my different groups of spirits that I work with, and also my deities and things. And I started to uncover for myself what certain crystals do. And then they started for many years, over 15 years now, helping other people through my divination, helping other people use crystals to work at a higher level with them. And I've had clients tell me, oh my God, this worked. And I get it going for them. They start learning even deeper meanings for it. And then they evolve themselves, which is supposed to spark a journey, right? So I didn't want to base it on, so if I look up and it says that, iolite is for this or that, it wasn't working for me. That's what happened. That's when it all changed. When I started looking up jewelry and I started seeing, if it says it's for that, but it's not doing that for me. And then sometimes it would, like 1 out of every 12, I would say, wait a minute, yeah, that did do that for me. Why? Well, then I started researching how the meanings of crystals came about. And it made sense. Most meanings and uses of crystals came about by healers. Now, I'm not a healer, but in a way I am, because I help people spiritually and I help people with destiny and things like that, and spiritual cleansing, and which is a way of aligning their path. So in a way that's destiny healing, or whatever you want to call it, or just like spiritual healing, I guess. But I'm not a healer because I don't deal with medical topics. So I don't know how you want to use the word, but I guess a person that helps someone else with frequencies and spirituality and crystals, then I would be considered that light worker, I guess. But that's not there are people that own that definition in a different way, which has become like the standard for that word. So I don't know. But I started to, realize, that what we find, so people in the industry, whether it's the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, even before that, whatever, any era in time, every time there's been a, light workers, healers, crystal users, spiritualists, whatever, right? Every time that they have reported, this is for this is for that, there's knowledge there. So I'm about to do the same thing. I'm about to let out in the internet the way that I use the crystals. And maybe somebody else will say, oh my God, me too. And maybe that'll start something, or maybe they'll connect with me and they'll say, oh my God, I found that too. And then new information will be, open. And that's where it came from. It came from the regular Joe. It came from the average, everyday spiritualist crystal worker that would report, the Reiki healers, all those things. They would report to the masses, and they would share it, and the community would spread it and all that. So what I'm saying to you is that books are based on passed down knowledge, which is what we know in history. And it's also mixed with gimmicky marketing stuff by different industries, fashion and jewelry. So how do you know what's real? Hence the video. I'm going to share with you trial and error, and sometimes it's your own journey. So I started looking up iolite, and it's a stone I'm particularly drawn to. And this is a very high quality iolite piece, very, very high quality. So iolite is like a purpley blue, it has a beautiful history. I'll get into history and talk for hours. I'm not doing that here. That's a whole other topic. Here is just the uses of it. I started to find out that iolite for me, every time I would wear it without even thinking about it, I started noticing that it would kind of like help me realize something very sharply about what I was searching for. And it would kind of lead me to an answer that I was trying to find. And it happened 7 times. And after that, I said, okay, this must be it. Sometimes I'll ask, my sources, you know, my team, my spiritual team. I'll ask them, you know, does this do this for me? And they'll tell me. And sometimes, you know, you got to also understand deities are different than spirits, and spirits come from different eras in time, and all stones were not antiquated. You know, there are stones that are newly uncovered in other eras. The earth is always making stones, right? Even though they're very, very old when you mine for them, but there's newly discovered crystals all the time. And there, I mean, of course, a lot of fakes and a lot of, you know, composites and stuff, but the earth itself, you know, there's always going to be something unique. So if you have, you know, it depends on the era, what they're knowledgeable about in the spirit world. Anyway, that's getting into like guide stuff. But anyway, let's go on to the next one, which is going to prove my point. This one is a really small millimeter, very, very small, you can see. And this is tanzanite. And tanzanite is only mined in Tanzania, and it's near Mount Kilimanjaro, and it's not available everywhere. And this one is very important to me. Tanzanite, you know, it's not as common. I do have a couple tumbles of tanzanite and some rings, and you know, I'm still working with it. I'm still working with tanzanite, but I feel that it's always very prosperous for me for some reason. Now, I also learned, because of my moon sign, wearing certain colors together will bring out other things, and that's going to get into the astrological uses of crystals, which is a whole other ball game. So then we have, you know, so sometimes I stack these because they're smaller and they're so nice you could do anything with them, and they're more comfortable. But then I have the large millimeters. I have found through the years that wearing larger millimeters on the dominant hand, whatever hand you write with, is going to give you an effect of power. Whereas the less dominant hand, it helps you, but it does more of a cleansing approach or a protective approach, almost like a protective attribute, your non-dominant hand. Whereas the dominant hand will take on the mystical power of the crystal. And I know there's a trend that says if you wear this, you put this into the world, and this, I don't follow that shit, you know what I'm saying? You want to do that? That's cool with you. The way it works with me is the way that I said it. Every time I wear something in my non-dominant hand, I feel that I activate the protective powers, and I have seen it through the years. And when I wear it on my dominant hand, it seems to take this mystical approach, and I'm able to see immediately what that crystal does for me. All right, so we're going to start. Jade I've always associated this with good luck. It probably it does stand for good luck, but it really does. It helps me, in particularly what I mean by good luck is, it's something that I won't be wishing for it or thinking about it. And almost like before the day is out, there's something that happens that, even if it's small, it's something that I was like, yeah, this feels so good. And jade does that for me. I've always loved jade. So there's unicorn stone, and this is, you can look it up. It's a blend of natural stone. You know, this is a pretty large millimeter. Unicorn stone is just a nickname. No, it's not made from a unicorn. Although it might be, I'm kidding. No, it's, you know, I don't have time to get into each stone family, but unicorn stone is a mixture of stone and crystals that form, and they're very beautiful. And this helps me when I'm casting magic and when I'm consulting a client for magic. And I didn't realize that until I started to just see the pattern in my life. And then I tested it. Yeah, no, it's a coincidence. Did I? And then sometimes I'll consult my spirit team. Hey, does this do that? But I don't like to do that because I do that later. I want to prove to myself 12 times, 13 times, did this really do? Oh my God, it doesn't stop. You know, like that. And so unicorn stone is, I wear it, for some reason, it brings out, kind of like a magical attunement when I wear it, just as weird as that sounds. All right, the next one is crocodile jasper. And crocodile jasper, it's called Kambaba jasper. So if you look it up, it has all these like medical things and all this stuff. Let me tell you what it does for me. Now, here's where the story gets interesting. I recommended this to a client once, actually many times, but one particular client, they revealed that, and I didn't say anything about what it does. They revealed that it helped them make decisions. Interesting. Well, for me, it helps me find out things, not find out things, no, let me carefully word that. It helps me stay above enemy vibrations, if you will, okay? So when I wear it and I'm dealing with people that there could be some shadiness or something that I don't trust, this will help me come out of it unscathed. It's almost like a protection, extra protection, but a protection with humans, because usually spiritual protection is with spirits and bad vibes and negativity and hexes and all those things. This is protection against corrupted, toxic people. And this is what the crocodile jasper does for me. And I absolutely love it. I wear it and I don't have to worry so much about, you know, this person said that. Let me check on that. Oh, you're up to that, aren't you? Okay. You know, I don't have to. All right, this is moonstone, but you know, if you know anything about moonstone, you know this is really a white labradorite, but it's a feldspar and it's absolutely gorgeous. So this is moonstone, and I have a lot of moonstone. I think I go overboard on collecting all colors of moonstone, but this is the one that I wear the most, so that's why I brought it in my little stand here. And this is very mystical. I am still uncovering the things it does for me. So far, this has a great deal to do with inviting certain dreams that I want to have when I'm in a different spiritual plane, you know, things like that. In the dream world, so lucid dreaming and different things. So dream-wise, this is very important for me. And it also helps me with when I'm in a meditative mindset where I'm reading and I'm going about things very spiritually. This is very calming, and but I still feel that I have a lot more to learn with what this does for me. And I will report it to you guys if you're interested on what more I uncover with it. So this is kunzite. So this is very, very special to me. So kunzite is a purpley pink. So if you look it up, you know, it's always going to tell you things. I don't find that the meanings that they say on kunzite works for me. So I have my own. But for this one, it gets into like a lot of things, so I'm going to skip on that one. Let's talk about amethyst. So I have lots of different amethyst. I have a dark one. I'll show you. I have to take this out because it's almost in the middle here, but this is the dark colored amethyst, and this is what they call lavender amethyst. And this is pretty large. I find, like, again, that hugging the wrist or having something around the arm, which you reach the world with, and having a larger millimeter, although it's bulky and stuff, it's really beautiful, but it's bulky and uncomfortable. It's really where you feel higher power. I've noticed that. You know, you still get protection from the little beads, but you should have lots of them. One large bracelet, you can just feel it. So amethyst for me helps me, and this is one of the ones that, one of the oldest stones in history, and it's something that I do agree with in some of the things I've read. Remember I said that sometimes I do agree. So this one helps communication with the spirit world and deities, and it's very special. the things I do with it, I'll gatekeep is private, how I use it with them, but I'm sharing what it does, okay? So my method is private, but my message, you know, and also not only that, you know, everybody has their own, it's not that it's private, it's just that everybody has their own connection with what they worship and, you know, what they believe in and stuff like that. So I'm trying to keep this, you know, general. You know, I don't want to get so niche and so specific that, you know, it takes away from helping others. So, so in other words, when you want more connection to your spirit guides, when you want to have more communication, you know, this is very special. So don't confuse that with divination. There is no crystal that helps you with divination. Oh my God, did I just say that? Yes, I did. They are all mystical, but crystals don't give you powers. Crystals don't give you abilities. Crystals don't give you talents. Crystals will bring out your talents. Crystals will amplify your gifts. Crystals will amplify things you have on your aura and your vibrancy and your inner core. But they don't make you anything, okay? They can attract vibrations, but a vibration that's meant for you. So that's why, that's the difference between understanding what a crystal does and thinking that it's like some magical, fantastical movie, you know, a fantasy land. No, it's not. This is not a video game. This is, you know, the way you use crystals is, oh, if I wear this, it's gonna, no, it's not, no. You don't rub it and then something appears, no. It amplifies what's there. So if you have, you know, one spirit guide that wants to communicate with you and you want to explore that part, then this will open that door more for you. It will help you. It will help them and you communicate. But it doesn't make things happen. It amplifies you. Another one that I really, really love is in the last 7 years, I've gotten more and more obsessed with opal. I love opal. As a kid, I always loved, you know, I've always had Ethiopian opals. You know, I have a lot of different opal earrings and things because, you know, they help. Ethiopian opal, to me, works with self-love. And what I mean by that is, that sounds so weird, but anyway, what I mean by that is, it always makes me feel like I appreciate myself. You know, everybody has imposter syndrome. Everybody feels bad about themselves in some way. Everybody has, you know, some kind of complex or whatever. Ethiopian opal, when I wear it, I feel like proud of myself. I feel like, you know, and it raises my self-perception on myself, and it makes me more confident. Whatever confidence level I naturally have, Ethiopian opal amplifies it. And I love it because sometimes I need a little pick-me-up. You know, we all do. And Ethiopian opal does that. But this is yellow opal. And yellow opal, believe it or not, even though I'm a super happy person, you know, my sign is exalted, you know, in Jupiter. And Jupiter's all about, yay, you know, I'm excited, let's just go, and yay, you know, so this really amplifies my energy. Yellow opal makes me happy. Now, you have to be happy in your life. And yes, I'm always happy, I'm always laughing, I'm always making jokes. I am a happy person. I have my days though, very moody, but in general, this, when I wear it, I feel joy, extra joy. It's my happy stone. It really is. Yellow opal, there's nothing like it when I wear it. Oh my God, this is just, it takes a good hour and then I forget about it. And then I'm like, yay, let's have a party. You know, I'm just, you know, anyway, yellow opal, it's a vibe, honey. It is a vibe. All right, so the next one is apatite. This one was really expensive. This is in the feldspar family. Apatite, high quality apatite is quite expensive. It's gorgeous. It's got like a aqua, it almost looks like my dragon, oh my God, dragon aquamarine, but not really, because that one's more green, or like I'm an artist, so I have to say the right word, phthalo blue. phthalo blue. That's the right shade. So this one is more aqua and cerulean. It's really beautiful blue. And apatite, it's funny because the word apatite, like food, when I wear a lot of apatite, and I have like pretty stones and tumbles of apatite, but when I wear it, I start working out more, which, you know, I have a good regimen, you know, I'm pretty happy with I eat like a super clean diet. I'm very, you know, organic and grow my own organic food, and I make everything handmade, and, you know, I love the way that, you know, very healthy stuff. I'm not on medication. I'm just a multivitamin, and I love herbal medicine and organic food. So, you know, I already am like that, but this amplifies it. So it'll make me do, you know, more things, because I do want to tone my body. So it makes me, like when I wear it, I actually start doing it. I don't just pencil it in my agenda. Don't just do the cardio. You gotta do, you know, we gotta firm up a little bit. So this really inspires me to do that. Like, I don't know why, but it really drives me like a power drink. I don't know, like some kind of boost, you know. Apatite is strong as hell. Very strong stone. So I have this rose quartz, which I have a lot of rose quartz, but I don't have that many rose quartz bracelets. And this one makes me very sentimental. It's very, like, I don't know, kind of sappy. I do love rose quartz, and sometimes I wear it, and, you know, because I'm wearing pink or something that I love. But generally, it's not a stone that I want tons and tons of. I might change in the future because I'm moody and you never know. But, and I have the right to change my mind, but I've never really been rose quartz obsessed. I love the light pink, but more in a decorative sense and aesthetic. Wearing the stone and how it makes me feel, it just makes me more sappy. I don't know, more sense. So if you're very hardened and you wanna improve your life by softening up a little bit, maybe try the rose quartz. But again, you're missing the point of the video if you think that the way it works for me is the way it's gonna work for you. What I'm trying to get you to do is to open your mind beyond a book, beyond what people report, beyond what I'm sharing. And I'm trying to inspire in you a way to connect with the earth. If we look at food, we look at plants, you know, chamomile is known to relax, right? But some people, it just doesn't relax them. Some people, it soothes their digestion, even though it's more anise, star anise, that helps with the digestion. Everybody has a different body and a different system, and everybody, you know, has a different reaction to things in nature. Well, crystals are minerals, and that's nature. So, you know, you have to explore what it does for you. Now, if you're finding that it just doesn't, because I've had clients like that, this ain't working, it's not working, tried for a week, I'm tired, then you gotta do a little spiritual cleansing bath. You gotta cleanse your spiritual space a little bit more. And you gotta, you know, ask me for some recipes or whatever. I can post them on Patreon if that helps. But you gotta, you know, or make a video on it, whatever. But then you gotta shake things up a little bit spiritually, because that means you have some kind of stagnation, some kind of thickness there that's not allowing that vibrancy penetration. So yeah, you gotta feel it. Everybody has the ability to have, you know, intuitive feeling. So we're all human and we're all connected to the earth, and we are organic creatures. So yes, definitely there's a way. So this is just a chakra bracelet. It has carnelian and stuff like that. I think 2 of the little beads are dyed, and 3 of them might be heat treated, which kind of like makes me, I don't know. It's still very beautiful, and the carnelian is authentic, so I wear it for that. But it's so pretty. It's just, you know, you know, anyone that loves art and colors and nature and crystals loves, you know, rainbows and the colors of nature. It's really beautiful. But I don't know that I wear it just for a spiritual reason. So what I did was I converted it into an amulet, which is a whole other ballgame. That's getting into a different topic. So now I do use it, not because of its natural crystal ability, but because I made it an amulet. All right, so this is opal. And this is another color of opal that I have. And this one, believe it or not, I'm kind of shy of talking about it, but when I wear a lot of my opal, I seem more aesthetically put together. So like let's say that every day I wake up looking like Miss Viola Swamp in my eyes, to me. When I wear the opal, more people compliment me. So I'm like, dude, is this like making me like look a certain nice way or something? Because like everybody people compliment me. Oh, I like this. Oh, your skin is your hair looks like okay, thank you. So this like, what you doing? You working with Venus? What you doing here? Okay, Opal, you little skanky little thing. What are you doing? So I don't know what this is about, but let me just tell you, Opal, this it's a peach opal. Some call it pink or peach, but it's a peachy pink. And this is very, very mysterious, and it has a very rich history. So this is quite powerful. And when I want to look really super nice and be noticed for a little photo or whatever, I use my opals. And it also makes me feel a certain type of way too. Like, you know, like I'm so nice. I'm just Vanity Smurf. Okay, or Smurfette or whatever. Okay, so anyway, 80s reference, sorry. All right, this one, it had custom made, and this one is a religious thing, so we're gonna leave that, but that is aventurine and red jasper, and this has been ritualized, and it's sacred to me, so this is a religious thing, so we'll leave that separate. But if you did want to get aventurine and jasper, they help with money. That's not the use that I have for it. It's just that those two stones, the way that I've learned to use them, one brings money, one protects it. So it's kind of like a cool sequence. So if you want to do that combination, I'm sharing with you that aventurine, now be careful because aventurine is sometimes dyed. I had to go through great lengths to get undyed, untreated aventurine. And that was very annoying. And then when I finally had it custom made, it's kind of really big. But then again, I was like, oh no, I'm not gonna have it restrung and tight because then, you know, I left it like that, and it's kind of cute because the one I wear is plastic and really small. So I just wanted a really nice one with crystals, you know? Okay, so the next one is lapis lazuli. Some people call it lapis lazuli. So, you know, this has golden pyrite in it, which makes lapis so gorgeous. So this is one of my favorite stones all of my life. It's so beautiful, the royal blue. So lapis is about power. And lapis, now if you look up lapis lazuli or lazuli, if you look it up, I'm not going by those meanings. I'm telling you what I have, you know, like the way I have, you know, this is very powerful. Like for example, the first 3 times I got published in my work, I didn't realize it. And I was wearing one of my largest, it's huge. It's a cabochon lapis ring. And I was wearing my lapis necklace, and I was wearing lapis bracelets, and I didn't even realize it. Or I was wearing my lapis earrings. And every time that something's happened in my career or in my different fields I've had or my different career paths or different things, every time I've gotten something important happen to me, recognition or something, I'm always with lapis. And I was like, what? That is so weird. So lapis is a power stone. It has a lot to do with leadership. And that's one of my degrees is in professional leadership. But, you know, lapis is very, very powerful. But for some people, it can break away the bad. For some people, it can, this is from clients. For some people, it can draw them towards the right direction. It's very, very interesting. So I'm curious to know what lapis does for you. Now, one thing I found, all right, in my research and in years of you know, this crystal alchemy kind of thing, I have found that not only do crystals work differently with people, which makes sense, right? Everything else in nature adapts to people differently. Medications, herbal medicine, foods, so many things, you know, people, different climates, you know, people handle it differently. Some people are soothed by cold weather. Some people are ill in it, okay? So anything in nature has this adaptability. And one of the things that I have found is, being an astrologer as well, I found new things of ways to combine stones, and using people's power stones, because I did uncover that too. The fact that, which is what I want to share with you guys, I have found that everybody has a power stone. One power crystal that is the strongest crystal they could possibly use no matter what. But some people have 5 power stones, some people have 7. So I'm going to share with you one of mine. I'm going to share my most important power crystal of all on the planet that I can wear. And it has nothing to do with the stuff they printed on it. It is rhodochrosite. I have rhodochrosite everywhere. Rings, earrings, bracelets. I have, I have like tons and tons of rhodochrosite, because it is my power stone. And rhodochrosite is not rhodonite. Let me show you the difference. One is rhodonite, one is rhodochrosite. Rhodonite has a different magical property. It has some pink, but a lot of gray. And it's very different. They're mined in different places too. So what this does for me is, should I share it? Will I be laughed at? I don't know. Rhodochrosite shows me my talents. And it's like, what? What are you talking about? What do you mean rhodochrosite shows you your talents? Yeah, it does. I'll be working with it, and there'll be something that I don't notice I'm really good at, or a skill, even if I'm, let's say that you cook every day. In my case, I divine every day. I do charts every day. I do astrology every day. When I'm doing, or herbology or magic or whatever, when I'm doing something, or I'm partaking my energy and my effort into a conversation, or I'm, really putting effort into something that I'm doing, I will come out shining in that situation, or I will, like, I'll fucking ace it. Like, it makes me a fucking ace. Like when I'm doing something that I'm meant to do. So if you're doing something that you're meant to do, and you wear the rhodochrosite, and maybe it has that same effect on you, I don't know. We're all different. We all have different zodiac placements and charts and planets and energies and cultures and vibrations and ancestors. Like, we're all different. But for some reason, this is, and I've tried rhodochrosite from different parts of the world, mined in different parts of the world, and it's the same result. It's my power stone of all the stones in the world. Nothing can beat rhodochrosite for me. And now I have other power stones that are mind-boggling, crazy, awesome for me. But for me, this one, when you want to go into work and do your craft, and you want to feel that sharp feeling where you own it, you know what I mean? You just boom. This is what rhodochrosite does for me, over and over and over again. And sometimes I'll be like, yeah, I'm skilled at this. I'm good at doing this. I'll wear a lot of rhodochrosite, and something even more will highlight itself. Almost like saying, hello, you're really good at this. Keep doing this. This is going to make you amplify and flourish. And this is what it does. So I don't know, just had to share that. So to rhodochrosite. All right, so the next one is, I have a lot of small little beads. So this is Norwegian thulite, which thulite I'm still working with, so I don't have a report on it. I have garnet and rhodonite. And the rhodonite, I still don't understand it too much with me, the way it works with me. I've tried all the book meanings and stuff. No, doesn't work. Okay, so then the garnet. I love garnet. I'm drawn to garnet, always have been. It's so beautiful and maroon and wine, but it makes me angry. Every time that I wear it, it's feisty. I don't do well with it. I still wear it and I don't care, but ooh, I'm telling you. So I try to soften it by wearing them together, because the colors go together in it. They're cute. But let me just tell you, Garnet and me, oof. I don't know. I don't know. No idea. And I really like it, but it makes me bitchy. Okay, we don't need that. All right, so the next thing is, so this one was a gift. It's really beautiful, and this is a mixture of pearl and moonstone, genuine moonstone, not white labradorite. So it's genuine moonstone, aquamarine, and labradorite, which I'm totally obsessed with. For like 3 years in a row, labradorite was my favorite stone. So this is really gorgeous, but the mixture, this is a designer bracelet, you know, it's made by a jewelry designer. I love her work, and this was a gift, and this is really gorgeous. And it's it does, for some reason, it does the same thing that aquamarine does for me, which is one of my power stones. And I wear it with sometimes like that, you know, because this labradorite, it has a little crystal cage, a little copper cage. You can get these copper cages, and inside has a little piece of moldavite inside, which I'll get into tektites in a minute. And sometimes I'll just wear it with another designer bracelet, which is by the same designer with a Baroque pearl. And this is very high quality labradorite. It's so sparkly. And then this is fluorite. So I think these colors go together. They're really pretty. I like the blues and the greens and the pearls. It's so pretty. So this is, this has very protective, but it all goes, for some reason, blends into, this tranquil, the same things that, beryl seems to do for me. Not all beryl, just aquamarine, which is one of my power stones. It's important. Even my engagement ring is aquamarine. And then I have a lot of aquamarine because I work with aquamarine a lot. So this is, I have different sizes of aquamarine. And then, and I have morganite too, which is a beryl, but I don't use, I don't use that one as much. So then we have this is something that, because of the treatment on it, I'm going to be very honest with you. I bought this under, the seller was selling it under a name called Andamuka Opal. And knowing so much about opal, I was like, that's wrong. But I bought it. It's really Honduran opal. And right now you can't really tell. It's like a gray stone. But if you look up Honduran opal, it looks like a galaxy rainbow. Like literally glitter in the sky, in the night sky, just exploded with glitter, rainbow glitter. It is so gorgeous. And this I wear because I love it. Does it protect me? I'm sure it has very minimal protection qualities. I wear it because it's special to me, it's meaningful to me, and I connected with this in a time in my life where it meant a very magical thing for me. So I wear it because it was over $100, but this, I don't, for small bracelets like this, we'd probably think $30, $40. This was over 100. I'm used to paying many hundreds, 500 or whatever for some of my big bracelets. But when it comes to, and the designer ones are way more. But when it comes to something like this, you would think, wow, why so expensive? I had to have it. It was just so beautiful. But let me tell you why. Honduran opal is very special, but they heat treated this opal. When you heat treat opal too much, it loses its potency. So I made it into an amulet, and that's a whole other thing. But then that's not really getting the benefit of the crystal. That's let the earth do it, right? So it's still special and very, very powerful, and it doesn't matter because, you can turn anything into a piece of plastic into an amulet and it protects you big time, but we're talking here about connecting with the natural organic frequency of the crystal. And because it was heated a bit, it loses some of it, but you still feel it. So it still does some stuff. I just feel that it protects me and inspires me a lot. Like for some reason, I get very inspirational. I'm more whimsical. My face will be in my Nintendo all the time. I end up doing like more fantastical, funny things like reading about dragons or, it pulls me into like the fantasy stuff, it's for fun, like for leisure. It's very inspirational to me. And, yeah, but for some reason, I think if it wasn't so heat treated, I think it would have been another mystical layer on top of that, which that's why I'm going to be collecting some of these pieces that are not treated to see what else it does. But I wanted to share that. All right, so that leaves me with, so I have like lava stone and sunset jasper and a lot of cool things like that, which we don't have time to get into everything, but so this is red tourmaline. And red tourmaline, they say is for Libras, but, which it is, I'm a Libra stellium. So, you know, this makes sense. But I noticed that when I'm doing love readings, go figure, or love astrology, when I wear red tourmaline, I'm able to connect more with the understanding of the client's feelings in their love quest, where I would just normally be saying, okay, I'm divining for you, I'm the conduit for the message, and the spirit world is going to, you know, communicate, and then I'm going to activate my ability, and then I'm going to give you information with the tool that I'm using. This helps me connect with the client more in a way that usually is not as connected. It's so confusing. I wear it when I do love readings for people, and I really want to go to an even deeper level than I normally do. And if you know my work, I'm very detail oriented. I really dive, you know, with a magnifying glass. Like, I love detail. That's why my forte is like legal spiritual cases and things that are investigative and things like that, because I love that line of work. I don't do quick and superficial, you know, but for some reason, this really, really, really has an effect on the way that I do love readings. The quality is always there. This is just a mystical door that opens where I'm able to explore just more feelings than normally. I guess it tickles my empathic connection when I'm divining on someone's love life. Does that make sense at all? I don't know. Let me tell you, I do readings with it and without it, and with it, it never fails. Like, I just feel more, and the person's able, it's almost saying like it makes me empathic. No, you're either empathic or you're not. You either have brown hair or you don't. You know, it's not that. Remember, crystals don't make anything for you. They amplify what you have. So, but for some reason, it bridges this extra emotional doorway with the client, and I'm able to understand things deeper from their perspective, because usually I report on their partner, like when they're reading about it and they're stressed, they want to know about, you know, I'm good in getting in that person's, you know, okay, they're doing this, they're doing that, you know, this is what they're about. But for some reason, this bridges that gap between what the client's feeling, and then I'm able to understand almost like what them and the partner, I don't know, it's hard to explain, but hopefully try it, okay? I don't know. And then also with Libra, with my stellium, I also find this works for me as well, this red tourmaline. It's kind of like a grape purpley pinky color. It's kind of neat. I don't know if you can see it there, but yeah. I'll take photos of them up close with really pretty lighting on a white crisp background and put them on my Patreon if you guys want, so you can see the quality. All right, so the next one is so this is ocean jasper, and I had to get this from Canada. It's very hard to get here because there's a lot of fakes, but this is ocean jasper, and it's like a yellow, creamy it's got gray and alabaster and orange and yellow, like a sunset yellow, and then it's got like a mustardy color and seashell color. It's so pretty. It's like an orangey yellow gray. I love ocean jasper. Let me see if I can, yeah, I don't know. So it's really, really pretty, and this is very grounding for me. So when I'm doing mediumship, which is when I conduct sessions where I speak to the past loved ones, so the deceased loved ones of clients, so I'm doing a mediumship, which that's totally different than divination. Divination has had a past, present, future on someone's career, life, love, social life, family issues. Mediumship is talking to spirits, but not your own. It's talking to the spirit of the person that died, and you're relaying a message to the survivor or the next of kin, or the family member. And that's a very draining experience. It's very important, I can handle reading upon reading, but it does pull you in, because you have to feel, I don't know how to explain it, but you go to a different zone, and this grounds me. So it makes me, I have the ability to, there's different kinds of mediums. Maybe you want me to do a video on it. There's different kinds of mediums, but there are physical mediums, and some that can get the spirit in their body and go through a possession where they speak and then it leaves the body. And I do that, and I don't like that. So this grounds me. So this helps me anchor myself more. And besides, I have to do a lot of other closed practice religious things where I do not allow that, so that I can just speak the mediumship part, because I am a speaking medium. It's hard to understand unless, that's what I'm saying. It's its own separate subject. But anyway, this grounds me. So it protects me. It kind of makes you, like, when you're doing really, really high levels of mediumship, it almost feels like your body's floating in the wind. And this feels like wet sandbags are given to me in my arms, and I'm like holding them, and it just grounds me. It just makes me feel like very, stable in where I am. And I need ocean jasper when I'm doing very, very intense mediumships. So this is probably the stone. If you know me and you get to know me through the stream, you probably know that I'm crazy about obsidian. Rainbow obsidian is my favorite. I'm always recommending it. Have you bought rainbow obsidian? Wait, you need rainbow obsidian. Let me push the rainbow obsidian. I'm always pushing rainbow obsidian to everybody. And clients like it a lot, and then they start being a rainbow obsidian crazy. So it's, who doesn't love it? And there's so many different kinds and all of that. So this is my rainbow obsidian, and I swear by this bracelet, by this stone. I have tons, and these are my smaller ones. Oh wait, no, this is, well, I'll get into those in a minute, but I have tons of these, and I wear like sometimes 13 of them on each hand. Let me tell you how I use it. Rainbow obsidian to me is a protector, like the most important talisman, and like if it breaks, it's a warning. If you are dealing with a person that has negative energy around you, I read for people, so I have to have protective amulets. This is my go-to protective amulet. You may not see that I'm wearing it. I'm probably wearing it as a necklace or something like that, but I always have rainbow obsidian somewhere. I'll have the tumbled stones somewhere or whatever in my brassiere or whatever pockets, but I'm always. So rainbow obsidian is, I want to explain to you how special it is. So it's very protective. It's like an amulet. Well, it is an amulet. It's not like an amulet. It is an amulet and a talisman as well. When I use it, anytime I'm dealing with a client that has a lot of negative energy, but I also use it just because it's gorgeous. And for the stream, I wear a lot of nice colors, light colors and stuff. And I always wear like a white headband and things to cover my head. But when I go out in public, I dress in black a lot. So like I use a lot of dark colors, and it matches like my outfits and stuff. So and then also and bright colors too. Like I like a lot of bright colors, but usually I have either all black or I'm in really bright happy colors, and with something black. So black and hot pink, or some, I don't know. Anyway, 80s kid, love the anyway. So I color coordinate, not as much as a Gemini, but like I'm all about color and color palette and stuff. So, but anyway, anything magical or anything like when I'm reading for a client that has like bad juju around them or an issue or whatever, I wear a lot of, rainbow obsidian. But here's the thing I do with it the most. I cannot sleep at night, no matter what, without rainbow obsidian. I cannot. Not obsidian, rainbow obsidian. There's different kinds of rainbow obsidian, but any kind. I keep 2 or 3 of these. These are just for using, all the time, but I have like probably 30 of these. I keep 2 over a selenite stick where I kind of drape it on the stick by my nightstand when I sleep. I cannot, when I'm going to go to sleep, I grab my bracelets and slip them on, and then I go to sleep. I cannot sleep without rainbow obsidian. Why is that? I'm always spiritually cleansed. I do things for my home, always doing soaps and candles and all kinds of things that I make myself in my herbarium, always doing, good luck spells, all those things in my workplace, my home, everything. It's not that. I do a ritual before I do my night, my night streams, and after, and before I do my private readings or whatever I'm doing, my charts, everything. I always do cleansing things, protective things. But I cannot, because I deal with so much in the psychic plane of in my work, when I go to sleep, some of that energy is still fizzing a little bit, and it affects my dreams and my level of deep sleep. I wear a smartwatch and I have apps, and I'm very aware of my sleep patterns and how deep I sleep and when I hit REM and for how long and blah blah blah. Am I getting good rest? Am I not? And when I wear rainbow obsidian, I sleep deep and right away. When I don't wear it, it's nightmares. And it's that energy, that's fizzing energy that has to like die off for the day. And rainbow obsidian just allows me, that pushes it away and allows me deep rest. So for me, this is deep rest, relaxation, and deep protection. And this is the stone I use the most. It's not my power stone, but it's the stone I use the most in my work because I cannot be without this. So this is very special to me. So, here's another one. I got 3 there. So now a couple of other things besides my rainbow obsidian is this one? Yeah, this is black obsidian. Black obsidian is, I discovered in Activator. I discovered, and my spirit team helped me discover this, whenever I use a bracelet or a stone that I want to amplify, I merge it with obsidian and I jack up the power of it. So black obsidian powers up the frequency of what I'm using. And it doesn't do it with every stone, but it does it with most stones. So now here is a favorite stone of mine. And let me show you really quick. So, for those that don't know the difference, this is black obsidian. And black obsidian, is a glass that's formed from, a volcano, Anyway, here I go again, trying to give you history and information on the crystal. I'm not trying to do that, guys. I'm trying to just stick to the spiritual. But I love history so much. I talk so much about it. Anyway, that's black obsidian, and that's the difference, and it's really beautiful. So I want to talk to you about, here's a favorite stone of mine. It's not a power stone. It's not one that I use all the time, but it is one of those ones that has drawn me, and I became obsessed with it, and I just didn't want to let it go. Kind of like my Honduran, I was going to call it the wrong name, like they sold it under that name. The Honduran opal, kind of like that's like something that I'm like crazy about, like, oh, it's so beautiful, I have to have it. This is the same thing that happened with me with this one. This is hypersynth. Hypersynth is when you use it, when you buy it at the store, they tell you it has all kinds of uses, but let me tell you what it does for me. This, I call it anti-forget. This stone puts your attention, for me, this stone puts my attention into things that I might miss because I'm distracted. I have great attention. I'm a very, very focused person. But you know, I do a lot, you know, I'm very high energy. So I'm always like, you know, it happens. I usually have a really good memory and a lot of great focus, and patience. But sometimes, you know, I'm like forgetful, even though I have a great memory, but when I am doing 30 projects at once, I'm just human. So yeah, you know, I will forget some things. And this reminds me, hey, hello, pay attention. When I'm doing a reading, I'll suspect something, but because I'm so focused on the theme of the reading or what the client is wanting my attention to focus on, maybe it's a contract they're going to sign, my focus is so much on that. But I wear this and it kind of like helps me kind of say, they're putting your attention over here, but why don't you look over here? Because don't follow them, do this. So I do that naturally anyway, because that's, you know, that's part of how I am. I don't let anybody lead me anywhere. I'm too contrary for that. I'm too Uranus driven for that. But hypersynth, remember, crystals again amplify. I sound like a broken record. Crystals amplify what is naturally you. What crystals amplify what you naturally have already. So this amplifies my, you know, look under the veil kind of part of me. And hypersynth does that big time. And it also helps me not forget certain important things that I have to remember because it draws my attention to it. It's so cool. This is one of the coolest stones I've ever worked with. It's just, oh my God, I can't even, this is more interesting to me than Merlin stone. You know, it's just, this is just, wow. I just can't, there's one, the iron oxide component, and it could have you confuse it with one very similar, but hypersynth is different than, all right. So we take our attention, we already went over the amethyst. I have many different shades of amethyst. And then this is black moonstone, which is really not black. It's like a grayish smoky color. Some people think it's smoky quartz and it's not. This is a legitimate moonstone. So this is an authentic moonstone. And this is actually one of the most powerful moonstones, is the black moonstone. And this does many things for me. However, this breaks hexes. This has the power to, whenever something is cast upon you or evil thoughts or negativity or whatever, this weakens it little by little by little. So think about it like this. Let's say that you are trying to golden up a penny. You're trying to shine up a penny, the copper in the penny. Well, a really old school way of doing it is you'd take a bowl and soda. It's like just soda pop, and you'd put it in there, and then like 3 days later, you'll see the copper's gorgeous. And of course, you could do it easier by dipping it in some chemical and anti-tarnishing and all that. But I'm just saying that slow process of the water, the soda pop, kind of like, you know, the carbonate kind of eating away at the tarnish. That is how you have to think about it with black moonstone. With anything negative, it weakens it and weakens it and weakens it, but it takes time. So it's not like, oh, you know, this person was hexed, just wear black moonstone, it'll fix it. That's ridiculous. No, but it weakens it. So it helps. It's a very proactive protector. Protectors usually shield. This weakens. So it's very cool. Very, very cool. I love it. All right, we have a couple more. So this is Russian kyrite, and this is This allows whatever was going to be yours, and then someone can risk taking it or missing it, and it pulls it towards you. Like saying, yeah, no, this is yours. You're going to get it. So it can be in something digital. It can be in something like, let's say two people release a video of one topic. Under the protection of Russian Kyrite, yours is going to get more of a hype if it's meant to. Remember, again, I can't say this enough. Crystals don't make things happen out of nowhere like a Fantasyland movie. If it's destined and it's with your energy that you already have, it works with it to help you. It amplifies what's there, all right? So let's say that you're going to, you're going to lose something in the mail. Well, this makes it not. Like it helps you out. Like it just draws what's yours to you. It can happen with, so this also works against magic. This is one of the most powerful natural protectors against magic. Yeah, I mean, very, very similar to the Black Moonstone. This with Black Moonstone, they don't look so pretty together. I mean, that's not too bad. But like this with Black Moonstone, oh my God, you're talking about a powerhouse. And then on top of that, on the other hand, wearing obsidians, big time. All right, so here's another thing. I have, this is white onyx with black onyx as well. And this is very powerful. This one in particular has a sapphire evil eye charm. It's got a little sapphire in the center, just a little evil eye. I have to buff it so it's shiny because it's silver, but it's a little bit tarnished. But I love this, and this is also a protector on its own because it's black obsidian with white obsidian. White obsidian has traits and attributes as a crystal that the other ones don't. But when you wear it with black obsidian, this is also a powerhouse. This can also amplify any other stone that you put with it. It can amplify what it does. And on its own, it's a protector, and on its own is incredible. And it does protect an evil eye. So if you have a lot of bad juju, this is going to pop right away. Got to be careful because, if that happens, let me know and I'll tell you the different ways you can clean it, because it's not just sage for everything, All right, so the other one is I do collect jet. Now I do have this one I should have brought from the cupboard, but from my jewelry case, but not cupboard, my etagere, sorry. I should have brought my other jets because I have jets. They're from the 20s. The most beautiful precious jet is from Spain, but this one is not from Spain, but this is still jet, and jet is petrified wood. This one has a khamsa. It is a charm with turquoise, and I do have to buff it with my silver cleaner, so it's really sparkly, and it's almost white like a mirror when it's pretty. It's a little tarnished now because I haven't worn it in a while, but jet is super important. And again, this is a protector against evil eye and evil, evil intentions, evil anything. It's a warning. It could be a warning. So if it pops or it gets caught on something over and over, it's telling you something. So it's a very communicative stone, very, very communicative stone. This is another type of jet that I have. But again, the most highest quality, you're going to want to shop vintage. And I have heirloom that's been passed down in my family. I have very precious jet from Spain, and but you can you can keep your eyes open, especially when estate sales and vintage and secondhand and stuff. That's where you're going to find some of the most highest quality rare stuff. So the next one is this is Amazonite. I'm obsessed with Amazonite. It's so gorgeous. It's probably, so my favorite color is purple, but all the purple shades, because I love pastels and I also love brights. But I would say that turquoise color, the color of turquoise itself, is my favorite. So the color of, that's why Tiffany and Company chose the Amazonite to be like their favorite stone, because it's the stone that naturally has their color in the stone. You would think that turquoise, which is here, well, this is Sleeping Beauty turquoise, which that comes from a different mine. But you would think that turquoise would be the one that is turquoise. Well, it is, but so is Amazonite. It's got this gorgeous color. And Amazonite is so weird, but Amazonite is associated with, when you look it up in books, it's going to tell you a bunch of stuff. What I have found that it does is it brings attention, kind of like the spotlight. I don't know why, but it's almost like money and kind of like a spotlight kind of thing. So that's why I don't wear it too much, because I'm very shy, which is kind of counterproductive, because when you're a content creator, it's like, yeah, notice me, but I'm all like, no, I want to hide. But you know, this works. This really, really works. I don't know why. When I wear it, sometimes, you know, it's because it matches my outfit or the colors or whatever, my eyeshadow or whatever I'm using. But yeah, it does that. And it's kind of intimidating. It's for some reason, this must be a Leo stone, even though they don't associate it with Leo. I don't know why. To me, this is so Leo. Oh my God. If you're a Leo, wear some Amazonite. Let me tell you, you tell me some stories, okay? We talk, we make coffee. Or tea. Tea is better. All right, so let's see. So another thing is I do collect troll beads, and I do want to get into that at some point. Maybe I'll make another video about it. I have an Amazonite bead right here, and I want to talk to you about that, because I don't like the famous copycat of them that's at shopping malls. I don't want to say the name. To me, all their beads are generic. To me, the original bead story bracelet is troll beads. It always has been since the 70s, before my time. So yeah, they're you know, this is absolutely breathtaking, the way that they do the artistry. It's artists basically making handmade glass beads, but they also have gemstones and stories and stuff. So I'll share my bracelet with you. I'll talk about troll beads, but I don't want it to seem like I'm selling anything, because I have no association with them. You know, in the future, maybe, I have no idea, but that's not my intention. I'm just talking about crystals to people. So yeah, but they have a whole gemstone thing, and I have another one that I'm filling that this has glass, a collection of glass. They're very, very beautiful, but I'm going to be filling it with genuine gemstone beads. And if you want, I'll share with you the different pieces that have caught my eye. So let's talk about the final one, and that's turquoise. And I have, no, I'm not wearing it now, but it's my talisman that I have. It has turquoise in it, a different type of turquoise. Turquoise for me points me in the right direction. It's like a compass. We talked about iolite, but turquoise for me, I associate it with my spirit guides the most. Now, fairly and culturally appropriate, turquoise is a very native stone. So it's associated with native culture. But for some reason, I associate it with all spirit guides. And for me, it's a very powerful stone that when I use it and I wear it, it points me in the right direction without me putting effort. I'll end up like doing something, and then I'll be like, oh my God, I'm so glad I did that. Oh my God, I'm so focused on this. This worked. Like, I don't know how to explain it. I'm trying, but it points me in the right direction. It like a compass. And I swear by my turquoise. And I have so much jewelry, but like I collect it, you know, but I find that the one I wear over and over and over again is always my special talisman that I got myself when I started my company, and it means so much to me. And I wear it and I blessed it and everything, and it has turquoise, and it kind of matches these, which are a different set, but for me, I made it into a set. And one of the reasons why I haven't bought a turquoise bracelet like this is because I have not been happy with the treatment of the turquoise. Turquoise is soft, and turquoise is very brittle, and it can crack, and you have to be very careful with how you're buying because a lot of it has to be treated sometimes, and that can really take away from the power of what turquoise does. So I'm very careful with how I buy my turquoise pieces. Most bracelets, it's not yeah, I'm not happy with that. So that's about it, except I didn't discuss pearls or amber, but I do have a very large collection of bead necklaces, which are very important because not just around your wrist, but wearing them around your neck is very powerful. And this is silk, you know, the knots in between them, so this is very, very well handcrafted. You know, this in particular is, you know, vintage, and very, very special to me. And, you know, I do wear it a lot. This one actually has it twisted, it has like a magnet, and then you just click and then you twist the little thing, and it's very, very, you know, very, very protected and very strong, very steady. So very well made, sterling silver, everything. But I do have a lot of them. I'm going to be getting some in some stones that are catching my eye. And there's always some stones on the market that I want to add to my collection and things. So I hope this helped. You know, yeah, I hope this helped in some way. I hope it was inspirational. Can I make more videos out of this? Yeah, this topic can continue. We could talk about crystals with astrology. We can talk about one particular crystal and how to amplify it. In particular, just like, let's just take black moonstone, how to work with it, how I've learned to work with it. You know, we can really stretch this out into be like a major crystal thing, because it doesn't end there. This was just me expressing how I use it and what it seems to do for me with my trial and error. What about clients? Like, there's a whole thing I can report on how, you know, it works for different clients. And what about combinations? How about figuring out your power stone? That's different. That I do have to plug in a reading. This is not like a sales pitch kind of video, but I do have to tell you that if you do want to find your power stone, it is a reading that I offer, because that's the only way I know how to do it. You know, it's consulting the spirit world. But if you don't want to do it that way, you know, just buy crystals that you're drawn to and see what it goes. So don't buy a crystal because a book is saying that it's this. Be drawn to it. Wear it. Don't look it up. And then after a week, look it up and see if the definition that you're reading is what it does for you. And if it doesn't match and you notice something different, write it down. Start to work with crystals. I hope that helped, guys. Like I said, I can talk all about crystals and stones all day long. Let me know. I can talk about spiritual jewelry. Let me know, guys, because if I see comments and I see interaction, then it lets me know you like it. If I don't see any comments or anything, I'll think that people don't like the video, and maybe there's just something that's kind of weird to them or whatever, and I'd rather stick to astrology topics, so that's fine. All right, guys, until next time, have a beautiful rest of the day. Bye.